Kelly Slater versus Ryan Callinan. And what a special story for Kelly. 47 years of age, earning a spot on finals day, fighting for a 5th Bells title.
Are you surprised?
Actually, it's incredible to think about that surprise, because we haven't seen him in this kind of form in performance conditions for quite some time from the foot injury. So it makes sense with his name being the greatest of all time, but also giving us so much inspiration, being 47 and still with a fight competitively to maybe ring that bell. Some of the classic Bells performers in history like Parko, McFanning, must be watching this right now. Kelly Slater kicking off finals day on the first wave of the morning. Setting up just his opening ride, a bit of a warm-up. Feeling that board. He rode a couple of different surfboards this week of competition. And that one's going to drain off through the inside. Ryan Callinan with priority. He was able to get 2 before Medina, and then in John's absence, Medina clinched his 2nd. So it is on in quarterfinal number 3 this morning. 2 of the best surfers of the week as well. Here's Kelly. Takes that high line, comes down with a ton of speed. Sets that clean wrapping turn. Pushes a little bit deeper on the open face with a frontside hook, and he'll just keep driving off the top. Deeper off the bottom and fits in a turn under that barrel section. And that'll cost him there. Wipe out on the final maneuver for Kelly.
And sitting way wide, obviously expecting those bigger sets to come through, but Kelly knows this lineup as good as anyone. Finds himself on a nice little inside jam. Beautiful high line there, setting it up. Got to build up a lot of speed to get that board around that section, which he does nice and clean. Just milking this one through, waiting for it to stand up. You can see just keeping those fins engaged and then going for a bit of a snap, losing the fins on the face of the wave there. And that spelt disaster for Kelly. You want to kind of drive off those fins and get down the face of the wave. But a nice settler. That board looks good under his feet. He looks smooth. His positioning in the lineup is spot on, Joe. And that's the thing, you know, half the game out here is finding the right wave and being in the right place. Kelly jamming it there, just losing the fins on the face a bit. And we'll see it right here as he snaps the board. It kind of gets a bit of release. That back foot came right off the tail pad. And down he goes. So early mistake there for Kelly.
So Kelly Slater back to the lineup after a 3.5 for the panel. Ryan Callinan. Patience paying off. Big connection. Right into a sweeping bottom turn. Solid backside carve off the top. And he'll continue to fade on the open face. Great start out the back for the Australian. Big wind up. Throws the tail off the lip. And got lost in that transition of that big tail waft. That would have been a massive score to kick things off for Ryan Callinan against the greatest of all time. With great backhand work like this.
Yeah, he's got such good range, hasn't he? And I love that bottom turn where he gets so nice and low. He almost grabs the rail off the bottom. Again there, just holding that railing nice and tight. And a beautiful style from Ryan. I love the positioning he gets his board in. Just kicks the tail out just a little bit too much out the back. Let's have a look here. Beautiful body rotation. Look where the eyes are, looking down the face of the wave. And just loses the fins out the back there, Joe. So early mistakes here from both surfers.
Everything's just coming into play for Ryan Callinan against Kelly Slater. Scores coming through for that opener. 4.5 start. Kelly out the back in position. Just driving down the line, not the one that he was hoping to perform on. He'll reposition after his 3.5. It's been interesting, Kelly's road to finals day, Potts. When you look at the numbers from the round of 32, even the round of 16, his combined heat total has been the lowest of the round. However, getting the wins, relying on just being smart in the moment, and done a lot of coaching with the world's best, like Joel Parkinson, just to name one legend who owned the Bells Bowl for many years. As we look at Kelly Slater setting up a little down carve, really just trimming that speed and then blowing the whole board out on that rooftop section. So it looks like Kelly does have the intent of getting a score into the excellent range by surfing more progressively, but he'll be incomplete Ryan now priority with that 4.5.
And it just proved it right there with Kelly's last ride.
Now taking off on his second effort in this heat, Ryan Callinan. Just setting his lineup. Clean off the top there. Wave growing in size. Belts it perfectly off the lip. Comes out with control. Drills it. Classic bell surfing from Ryan Callinan. This wave's really starting to bowl. Still standing. He'll jump off through the inside corner. He's surfing really patient. Strong, picking off the right waves. That rail is just lighting up the top of the Bells Bowl today.
Oh my gosh, what a fantastic wave that was from Ryan. He absolutely took that one to pieces. Kelly's going to have a bit of work to do after that score gets dropped in, Joe. Going to have to get used to that real looseness of the board. Obviously, stepping down in size, that board's going to be a lot more responsive. Ryan, on the other hand, is riding the same board as yesterday. So a lot more familiarity. So he's going to just be really hooking into his turns. Beautiful snap off the top there. And this is the beauty of being on your backhand, Joe. You can get that board nice and vertical in the pocket. A lot more difficult to do on your front side, but on your backhand as well, you almost get that hook under the lip where the front siders feel like they need to go into the lip to get that vertical turn. On the backhand, it's almost that Gabriel Medina style, as you can see, turning before the top of the wave. And I think that's what Kelly's got to start maybe doing. Get those snaps instead of up into the lip, just that last little bit of the lip there. You can see Ryan tagging that and coming out nice and clean. So, and again, watch where he turns the board. Not quite. That whole body started turning before he got to the top of the wave. So, beautiful stuff there from Ryan Callinan.
Kelly needs to make a move now. Well overhead section. Speed line. Just trying to cover some ground. Now hard off the bottom. He'll have a beautiful climb to get out in front. Setting that rail and for the rebound section. Transitioning off the bottom, and there's nothing left for Kelly. Chasing an 8.17 to move on to the semifinals. Went on to pick up his next couple of bells every other year. Finished runner-up to Fanning and was finding some great consistency into his 30s. Bomb out the back, searing the lip line is Ryan Callinan. Unbelievable, just one maneuver that I can't wait to watch again. To have a speed line on your backhand off the lip of a triple overhead section, that had to feel amazing for Arkell.
Absolutely. It's a nice little chip in on this solid wave. And then right here, there's this turn that you love, Joe. Just getting that beautiful drive off the top. And then that wave kind of splitting in half, unfortunately, for Ryan, but a single maneuver. Let's have a look here. Nice late drop. Reaches down. Waits for it. And there's that mid-face turn, Joe. You see how he hasn't gone all the way to the bottom, and that's what you got to do here at Bells to maintain that speed.
A lot of anticipation into this first quarterfinal for both Ryan Callinan and Kelly Slater. Arkell fired up, already with a 7.17 as he's up now looking to improve on a 4.5. Big vertical whip off the top. Ryan will just set up that top turn carve as this wave's getting full. What a stellar first half of the matchup for Ryan Callinan, still with some room to move. Hard off the bottom and a clean backhand arc to finish. Perfect control for Ryan to put a lot of pressure on Kelly with 10:50 to go.
Yeah, that's going to really crank it up for Kelly, needing an 8.17 before that last ride. I dare say he's going to be put into a combo situation, Joe.
It's interesting, Potts, when surfers have brilliant starts, you sometimes are waiting for them to kind of take a break. Ryan's just been turning it on even harder with every success he has on tour.
Yeah, he is. And that's what you got to do at a high level. I mean, there's no tapping off, so to speak. You need to keep your foot down and pin your ears back and go. And that's exactly what he's doing. You know, he's been on the World Tour before, kind of let things slip. He's had a bit of a rough time, and now he's back, and he's a completely different guy. Surfing like a seasoned veteran, competing at a high level. And I mean, look at turns like this. Again, Joe, you see that bottom turn? It wasn't all the way to the bottom. And at Bells Beach here, that's kind of the technique. You know, it's more of that three-quarter face bottom turn, and it keeps that speed flowing through up into the...
Down to 20 seconds. Can Callie Slater pull off a miracle? That one's not going to give it to him. 10 seconds on the clock.
Yeah. You know, just out of position too. I mean, look where the bowl is and look where Kelly is. He's about 20, 30 yards too deep. So just out of position that whole heat, really.
Callie Slater left searching. Ryan Callinan getting the applause from Bo Edwards and also Richard Dog Marsh on the stairs, as he will feature in his first semifinal of his career at the Rip Curl Pro Bells Beach.